All right, in this video, we're going to be talking about a couple of special angles that we have. So let's just jump right into it here. So the first kind of special angles, the relationship that we have is called complementary and supplementary angles. So complementary angles are angles whose degrees add up to 90. All right, so let's say complementary. The measure of the two angles, okay, the two angles measures add up to 90. The two angle measures add up to 90. All right, and then for supplementary, the two angle measures add up to 180. Two angles whose measures add to 180. All right, so again, complementary 90, supplementary 180 degrees. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of pairs of these. So for complementary, and let's just do the complementary in green. Okay, complementary. All right, let's say that we know this angle right here. We'll just say this is angle A. Let's say this is 30 degrees. Well, the angle that would be complementary to A would have to be 60 degrees. All right, so if A is 30, B is 60, we could say angle A is complementary to angle B. All right. And another important thing that we could note is, let's say that we know one angle. We know the measure of angle 1 is equal to x. Well, if we want to find its complement, if we want to find the angle that is complementary to measure angle 1, well, then its complement is going to have a measure of 90 minus x. Because when you add those two together, 90 minus x plus x, well, the minus x and the plus x just kind of cancel out and you get 90. All right, so if we know that the measure of angle 1 is some value, to get its complement, we're just going to do 90 minus that value, and we get the measure of the complement. For supplementary angles now. Supplementary angles, well, let's say that's a straight line. I have angle 1 here, angle 2 here. Angle 1 and 2 are supplementary. Angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. You could also say that angle 1 is the supplement of angle 2. Or angle 2 is the supplement of angle 1. All right, and very similar to before, if we know that measure of angle 1 is equal to x, okay, and we know that this angle 1, it's x degrees, well, its supplement, the measure of the supplement, is going to be 180 minus x. All right, so if I tell you, oh, measure of angle 1 is equal to 40 degrees, what's the measure of its supplement? 180 minus 40 gives you 140. All right, the last type of angles we need to talk about are vertical angles. All right, I'm going to tell you right now that angle 2 and angle 4 are vertical angles. And then angle 1 and angle 3 are also vertical angles. All right, so those are our two pairs of vertical angles. It just means that they're on opposite sides. So they're directly across from one another when we have these intersecting lines. All right, they're directly across from us. And what do we know about vertical angles? We know that they are congruent. All right, vertical angles are congruent. All right, so we know that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. We know that angle 2 is congruent to angle 4. And just using the definition of congruency, that tells us that, well, measure angle 1 has to equal measure angle 3. And measure angle 2 equals measure angle 4. Just definition of congruency. These say the same thing. If angle 1 is congruent to angle 3, that just means their measures are equal. Same thing in the red. If angle 2 is congruent to angle 4, that just means that their measures are equal.